this game came down to you think of them as sort of hustle stats. I don't mean that our team never hustled, but they had 21 offensive rebounds for 35 points, and they had 25 fast break points. We had 9 live ball turnovers. It's hard to win when those numbers are that skewed. 21 offensive rebounds, they end up getting 14 more shots than us. The free throw line ended up being about even, so the math is against you if you can't rebound the ball as a group. And I thought we had some really good defensive possessions. I thought we made some good plays at the rim, especially on Zion, and we just didn't have those secondary people coming in to clean those plays up. He's one of, if not the best, second jumper in the NBA, and we didn't do a good enough job of taking care of the backboard on our end, and it ended up hurting us. So we'll regroup and be ready for Monday, but I am still seeing, and I think there are a couple of guys tonight who gave really, really good efforts. Drew doesn't get talked about very much, but I think he got a little tweaked there towards the end of the game, and I thought his pickup points on Zion were a little bit low the last 3 or 4 baskets that Zion scored. But I thought besides that, Drew did a heck of a job guarding Zion tonight. His teammates gave him help and made some plays with their hands, but I thought that Drew did a really, really good job guarding someone who's very, very difficult to guard one-on-one. So there's still so much positive to take from this game, and that's the stuff that I have to focus on and our staff has to focus on. There's always things to clean up, but this is the part of the season where people start to drift, and your focus starts to drift, your energy can start to drift. Everybody starts talking about this time of year and we're tired, and All-Star break is sort of in sight, and that's not something we're going to give into. Part of being a high-level player in this league, part of being a high-level organization in this league is it is an every-night business. And I think that our team, for the most part this year, has played really hard. Tonight, I don't think that we didn't play hard. I think there were some execution things in those hustle areas, like how we went to rebound the ball, that weren't executed very well. And we'll get another opportunity on Monday.
I want to ask about when Isaiah and Jose kind of got into a little bit. Is there pride at all that Isaiah didn't really give in? That he kind of just stood there, he didn't swing back or anything?
Yeah, I think that those moments are good. I think that neither of them were fighting. That was 2 really competitive guards who had been going at it, and they got tangled up, and they bumped each other, and they said what they said, and they kept going. And Willie and I were both with the refs we don't need to review that. Let's just go. It's not, that's not a fight. That's 2 guys. And I get they have to do what they have to do. That's not a criticism of them. But the cool part was seeing at the end of the game, Jose and Isaiah dap each other up, and there is mutual respect there. I think it's one of the things we've kind of lost in the league is that it's either 2 buddy-buddy or we're fighting. And basketball is a trash-talking sport. There's heightened emotion and competition, and but to answer your question, which I didn't do, yes, I love that Isaiah doesn't back down, and I love that he didn't lose his head. He was firm in the moment, but he didn't lose his mind, and he stayed focused on the task at hand. He was still communicating about what we were going to run and what we were executing defensively. he showed a lot of toughness and maturity at the same time.
I wanted to ask about Elijah. He takes that big fall, and then, frankly, he's just limping in the second half, right? And he kind of plays through it. That kind of toughness, like, does that give you, a little microcosm of what you want to see from the rest of the team, and how much of a boost does that give you as you do want to see them kind of play through the middle of the season?
Yeah, Elijah is incredibly tough, and Elijah plays with a lot of desperation. It's on a two-way contract, and I think that it's refreshing to see people who will play through small things. Obviously, if Isaiah is injured, we're going to take him out, but we're communicating. Elijah, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I think I'm good. And I think in the second half, obviously the cool down at halftime probably didn't help him. But desperation is a heck of a thing, and it's amazing what it does to the human brain and the things you can push through. So we want everybody to play with that level of intensity. That group at the end of the second half stayed in the game for those reasons. It wasn't just him. I thought that whole group was playing really, really hard. But for sure proud of Elijah's effort. He definitely was giving it all he had in the second half. I tried to make the decision to shorten him a little bit in the second half just to make sure that we didn't do anything stupid, but he's a really tough kid.
You spoke about how Drew doesn't get talked about enough and him on Zion tonight, but just his toughness in general, even when Zion wasn't in there, just down there. I mean, what can you say about Drew? You've known him for a while, but what he really brings.
Yeah. Drew is incredibly physical. Sometimes he doesn't know how physical he's being. He's a tough kid. He has a really, really tough family. He has an attitude that he's going to take every inch that he can get. And I think that, talking about Elijah's toughness, like Drew's toughness has been refreshing since I first met him at his draft workout. He tore a ligament in his thumb in his draft workout, and he taped his own thumb to finish the workout. We got guys who will sit out now with a Charlie horse. So it's nice to see the guys who are not looking for the out. And Drew's teammates love him because he does a lot of the dirty work. He sets screens for everybody. He rebounds. I've never left a game or a practice that I've been around Drew and walked off shaking my head about his effort. He does things that drive me crazy sometimes, but it's never about how hard he plays.
Thanks.
Thanks, Will.